Trying to get to the mute button didn't work. But we're going to go through the week. I'm going to do this quickly because I've got a lot of other work I need to get done. And we have projects here at the house that are needing to get done as well. So first, we're going to go through the week for the 6 trucks we have running right now. And then we will add the month. And we'll look at August, which is a much better picture for when you're trying to look at something, because a week can get crazy. Fuel can be high one week and low the next. What we're going to do here is be able to show you what a month looks like. This is August, so it had 5 settlements. But let's just get to it. And I've got a couple of different computers going here, so you'll have to bear with me just a moment to make sure everything works for everybody. Okay, here we go. I'm going to move that down. All right, so we're going to start with the trucks here that you see on the screen. They're listed in order from highest profit to lowest profit. So yeah, everybody should be looking at the same thing. So truck number 1 did 1,916 miles, 607 deadhead miles, had a gross revenue of 8,026. That can't be right. How's that? That is not right. Okay, let me do an edit here on the fly because that is not listed by rank, and I'm gonna have to fix it. So just everybody, bear with me for just a moment, and I will have to do this while we're going to do it live, just like old Bill Raleigh did. I'm going to do it live, and I got to fix this. Oh, the joys of internet. My brain has not been working all week, so it's just been one of those kinds of weeks where I'm just exhausted. Haven't been sleeping. And okay, now I got to move this over to here. I'm going to move that over to here. And we're getting there. Just bear with me give me 60 seconds. And I will get this fixed. Okay, turn that off. Open this up. I was thinking that looked really weird there for a minute. Okay, pick this. This would be this one. Okay, and that now should change over here to what you guys were looking at. Yes, I got it fixed. Now let me find my broadcaster. Okay. All right, let's start this again. Just pretend like you didn't hear any of that before. So truck number 1, these are listed in order of highest profit to lowest profit. And so truck number 1, 1,652 miles, 454 deadhead miles, gross revenue $9,235, a net revenue, that's after Landstar takes their percentage, $6,834. So that's what we call the truck money. The driver pay at 25% was $2,131.25. The payroll cost, which is 11% of whatever you pay the driver. Fixed expenses, $44.62. So all of these fixed and other, that's just your basic stuff that comes out of your settlement. $7.50. The fuel cost for that truck, $1,234.38, which gave it a profit before maintenance of $2,720.06. So the cost per mile, based on this number right here divided by the number of miles that the truck ran, was $1.73. The gross rate per mile was $4.39. The net rate per mile is $3.25. So that's what got paid to the truck. Then our net after maintenance. So we use a basic 25-cent number to get to our maintenance. We used to be 15 cents, as I've said before, but with the prices of parts going up and the quality of parts going down and the quality of service going down, it's just, time to raise that number. So So the net on that truck after 25-cent maintenance was $1.26. So the profit after maintenance, $2,655.31. So if you add that profit after maintenance to what the driver got paid, so we go over here, the driver got paid $2,131.25, and you add that to, I lost my cursor. Where'd it go? Okay. And you add that to the profit after maintenance, you get $4,786.56 for this week. Now you can see down there at the bottom, you had a truck that was negative. Well, that truck only ran 1,531 miles. So I think he had a couple of days off. But all these trucks were running. I think there was two. Oh, I know what it was. Landstar requires you to take a cabs class at like 180 days or something. And so the driver had to go take that class, which destroys your week because you're spending it talking to people at Landstar. So that's why his week was low. And then the second from the bottom, that driver, he only had one load. That one load paid $3,150. But that was a load taking him home, and he spent a few days with the family. So the trucks that were basically full time were the top three. And so if we go over here and look at their top three, very respectable numbers because everybody else either had time off or some other circumstance. So this gives you a look at what 1 week looks like. And over here in the color code, you can see that the top earner was a platform truck, which is pretty much usual. Then when we get to the month, as I'll bring that up here in just a second. Let me go ahead and take that down. Let me get to the month. Make sure it's ranked properly. It is not. I'm going to have to fix that too. So let me go back over here and fix that one. Where did it go? There it is. All right, let me fix that one real quick. I thought I had already done this today, but apparently I did not. No, I just didn't print it. That's the problem. But I can fix that really quick by picking a couple of buttons. Oh, no, I can't do that either because I got to fix this. So, just bear with me for a moment. And I will get this fixed and get the month up on the screen. And I will pledge to do a better job going forward to have this stuff done before we get started. But it has been a really, really rough week. So let me save that. Yes, I'll do that. Okay, now I need to open this file and I have to move it to my other computers because I'm using 3 different computers to do this. All right, sending that over there. Okay, that's done. Okay, now I will close this and I'll open this. And here we go. There we go. Now we have our August numbers for 7 trucks. Now, the bottom truck here, you'll see that truck only ran 1 week. We put it down for some repairs. It's getting a new engine as we speak. So now we will go forward with, get my broadcaster back up here and make sure everything looks right. It's supposed to look. Make sure you can see everything. Okay, here we go. So truck number 1 was the same truck that was number 1 this week. So in the month of August, he ran 8,675 miles, 1,323 deadhead miles, had a gross of $33,081.47. A to the truck net revenue, $23,066.29. Driver pay $7,362.48. Payroll cost of $809.87. Fixed expenses, again, this is fixed and other. That's everything that you're going to see coming out of a settlement. Your insurances and your pre-pass and $2 to scan a load and $1.75 every time you load the card. All of those little expenses that you see coming out of the settlement. $682.48 and $267.15. He had a fuel cost of $4,912.78. This is one of the better fuel mileage trucks in the fleet. It's an 07 Century, and it gets really good fuel mileage and has a great driver, so that helps. So here again, we have profit before maintenance. So that's before maintenance is accounted for. No maintenance has been spent yet, $7,375.78. So we have a cost per mile of $1.40 for that truck before maintenance. So I've got down here at the bottom, you can see I've just averaged all of these numbers, and we came up this month to an average cost before maintenance of $1.42. So here's our gross rate per mile, averaged between platform and van, $2.97. Net rate per mile, that's after Landstar steals all of our money, $2.09. That's the net to the truck, all miles. So $2.31 net rate per mile for truck number one. Then, so the net after the maintenance, after accounting 25 cents for every mile and paying the driver and paying all expenses, was 65 cents per mile. So that gives you a profit after maintenance of $6,532.03. So again, if we do what we did before, we add the profit after maintenance to the driver pay over here of $7,362.48, then we're going to get a net, or a net profit for the month of paying the driver. And so if you were driving this truck and you owned it, you would have a net income of $13,894.51. Then we have the fuel cost per mile, which was, let's see who had the best. Well, truck number one, 49 cents. The average surcharge right now is about 43. So if you take this and you annualize it, why is that so much different than it was before? I'm going to have to go back to the spreadsheet, because when I looked at that earlier, that was completely different than what I'm seeing right now. Why is that so different? I'm going to have to, because something has changed in the numbers since I published this in our fleet message today. And it's changed by quite a bit. Let me compare this and see what is so different. Huh. Well, I'm looking at it and the numbers check out. And all of these are sourced from another page. Let me keep looking here. How are those ranked? Ranked by profit. Huh. That is very interesting numbers. Well, I'll have to dig into it and see if I can figure out why it's so different than it was before. Why don't the can folk do 3,000 miles a week every week? Van folk. Well, part of it is people had time off. So if we go back here, I'm on the wrong screen. I did this in a rush because I literally just walked in the door. And I've lost my mouse again. So if you look here at truck number, so the bottom four vans, right? Well, truck number 4 and truck number 8 were actually driven by the same guy. He parked the one and got into the other. So if you add him up, he's just under 9,000. And I think he had some time off. I think he had a couple of days. Oh, he did. He did have like a long weekend, and still banged out some killer numbers. But you know, the top van in miles had 10,590. But let's remember, we're not trying to run the most miles. We're trying to make the most money, right? We want to make the most money running the least amount of miles. So, this, for those of you on TikTok, this will be on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and it will be replayable instantly as soon as I'm done. So if you have questions, I can take those now. Big old Fred said he has a couple of questions. Well, go ahead and put them in there, big old Fred, and I'll try to answer them. The big part of why we put these numbers out here the way that we do is number one, we want to show you that it is possible to turn a profit in this market where everybody says you can't. That's one. And of course, the other side of it is to show you that, you know, I mean, okay, Robert says, is it on TikTok? Is it worth buying a truck? Well, I don't know. If we take what a guy did this month and annualize it, and he makes $180,000 clear profit, you tell me, is it worth buying a truck? Sure it is. Now these are paid for trucks, so there's no payments. You know, that helps. Why not 1099? Multi-talented guy on TikTok. Why not 1099? Because we're not thieves. We're not, we don't steal from our employees and try to get them to pay taxes that we owe. You know, the Internal Revenue Service is the most aggressive, vicious, well-funded collection agency on planet Earth. I didn't make up the terms 1099 and W-2. They did. They have rules for 1099 and W-2. You don't. So if you, I mean, look, if you want to take a job on a 1099 and pay somebody else's taxes, I mean, go right ahead. But we don't do that because we're not crooks and thieves that steal from people. Is 1099 worth it for drivers? No. You have to pay somebody else's taxes. Why? Oh, but I get write-offs. No, you don't. According to the IRS, which is the people that created the term 1099, if you do not own the equipment, you are not a contractor, period. You should know by now that you don't own your body in 2024 in the United States of America. So it would be nice if you could say, oh yeah, I'm a contractor. I'm contracting my labor to this person that owns a truck. But that's not how the Internal Revenue Service sees it. And those are not the people that you want digging into your money. If you are dispatched and don't own your equipment, you're an employee. That's correct, Doug T01 on TikTok. That's 100% correct. Now, can you get away with it? Sure, you'll get away with it for a while, and the crook thief that you're working for will get they'll get away with it for a while until they don't. And listen, y'all, you don't play around with the IRS. They're going to get their money. Do you dispatch, or does Landstar Landstar has employees that work in an office. Drivers that drive trucks leased to Landstar are independent contractors and business people. So we dispatch our people in our masterclass program until we've taught them how to do it on their own. The point of what we do here is to get you in our truck teach what we can and send you on your way to being your own independent owner operator, running your own truck, making the kind of money that you see on the screen. You should be able to work a truck full time and make $150,000 to $200,000 a year net profit after all expenses are paid. If you can't do that, it's not worth being an owner operator. Why would you take on that risk and headache and stress for $60,000 a year? But that's what people are doing. And of course, we know these people that sign up for these lease purchase programs, they drive the truck for free. For free. You drive a truck for free. You know how nice it would be as a guy that operates a fleet of trucks to get people to come and drive and say, hey, what do you pay? Nothing. Great. Where do I sign up? But y'all sign up for these lease purchase deals and make no money. You get paid zero. I'll never understand it. Do your drivers go out 48? No. How long are your drivers out? As long as they want to be. We don't have a home time policy. We have a revenue policy. We run a business here. So the calculator, where is it? This is what decides when we go home and how long we go home. We don't run west of Mississippi because all of our trucks are old. We have a couple of newer trucks, and we have found that Conestoga freight is really good east of or west of 35. So we do have some limited exceptions where people will go like out to California because the money on a Conestoga out there is obscene. But if you're pulling a van, but please, everybody understand, if you were just scrolling your TikTok and I popped up in front of you, please understand, I'm not some guy just driving trucks and trying to butter your ass up to please come drive for me. We have a very, very specific mission here, and that's to teach people how to be successful owner operators and not the whiny little bitches that get on Facebook and complain about how it's somebody else's fault that their business sucks. We're here to teach you how to be a successful, profitable owner operator that stays in business longer than 2 years. That's what we do here. That's our mission. And if not for the mission, none of us would be doing this. I would be turning wrenches because I like doing that. Do you just use Landstar's load board? Yes, because we're leased to Landstar. Now we pull broker freight. One of my trucks was on a Coyote load yesterday. How much do you require each driver to make each week? So we have an $8,000 expectation. We believe that if a truck runs 7 days, that truck should make $8,000 gross. That's our goal. Now, do we always hit it? No. Sometimes we hit 68 or 69 or 72 or 73. Sometimes we hit 12,000, right? If we go here on the screen, let me remember which computer's which, and we go here to, this month here, all except the bottom truck that only ran 1 week, the top guy, $33,000, or $34,000, in gross revenue. That's what we're after. We don't book loads based on rate per mile. We book loads based on revenue per day. I don't care what it pays per mile. There are people that book $5 a mile freight that goes 110 miles. Well, you just made half the amount of money that you needed to make for that day. So we want, $1,450 a day. So you want the driver running 7 days a week? No, I want the driver to learn how to be a successful owner operator, and a successful owner operator works until their expenses are covered. So while you're in this program, which is for a very short period of time, 18 months, we're going to teach you how to make decisions that a business owner would make, not that an employee would make. An employee puts themselves first. A business owner puts the customer first. Everybody else is before you. When you are a business owner, you are last. You are not first. So if you come into business with an employee mentality that says, I'm first and I'm all that matters and everything's going to be for me, then don't do that. I don't need to make $1,400 to cover my expenses. Okay, congratulations. We do, because this is expensive. No, this is not a lease purchase thing. Lease purchase is evil. no one should ever sign up for a lease purchase. And if you idiots would stop signing up for them, they would stop giving them. So all of our information is available on our website at blueribbonlogistics.com. You can go there and learn about all of your, everything that we have to offer. 33A at the top that's prior to Landstar's percentage, correct? What about tax? Well, you pay tax on profit. We don't charge anything for the 18 months. We charge nothing. This is what we do. Like, we show you how to track these numbers so that you know what your cost per mile is. Our average cost per mile, well, let me go back to my screen. Our average cost per mile this month would have been $1.67, including maintenance. I have 2 trucks, runs Ohio to Atlanta, gross $4,500 each. Depends on what your cost, what your, the reason that, that nobody makes less money doing what we do than Blue Ribbon. Everybody gets paid more than we do. The truck owner gets paid, the driver gets paid before anybody. And we shoulder all of the risk for you to come in and be in our program and us to correct all of your bad behaviors and bad habits and try to convince you not to do the dumb things that cost you money. When you do those dumb things in our truck, it costs us money, but it doesn't bankrupt us. If you do those same stupid decisions in your own truck, you'll go bankrupt. And bankruptcy comes with all kinds of other fun things like divorce and loss of relationships. I saw today, I want to get this verbatim because I took a screenshot of it. It was in a Landstar group. Advice on what to do. Nope, that's not it. Nope, no, it's here. It was about, here it is. Is there anyone in this group that is Ranger that has a truck that is pet friendly that me and my husband can use while our truck is in the shop? We have been out of work for almost 5 weeks because our truck was in the shop, just picked up today, and now it has to go to the dealership. Y'all, that's what you get when you say I have to have a new truck with warranty. With the exception of a truck needing an engine rebuild, I have never had a truck set 5 weeks. I've never had one set 5 days because old trucks are fixable. But yet y'all run off to the dealership and sign up for an absolutely unattainable loan, $4,000, $5,000, $3,000 a month. Oh, but I've got a warranty. Okay. I mean, listen, I've been running this fleet for 3 years. The stuff I've seen, it would make your hair stand on edge. The stupidity that you have to deal with in dealerships at $250 an hour, by the way. You get to pay for the price. One of our platform coordinator, Phil, he's at home right now. Just being home, man, he's got a problem with his truck. He's got a 2020 International, and he's got some kind of electrical issue, and he's fixing it himself. And he said, well, I guess I'll fix it myself rather than go to the dealership and have them not fix it and charge me triple. NTP offers a warranty. I have it save me money. Well, maybe it did. But for most people, it doesn't. See, they sell you. I would rather you get a high interest credit card for $8,000 than buy a warranty. Well, same difference, except the difference is you just pull the card out of your pocket and pay for the repair. You don't have to sit in the shop I've watched it happen, y'all. Working in a shop, I have watched a truck sit there for 2 weeks waiting on warranty to approve the repair when the thing could have been fixed in 12 hours if somebody would have been broke. 2015. Oh, there's Phil. 2015. Oh, you bought it in 2020. But On that 33,087 gross figure, what do you figure your total expenses were? Well, I could do on the 33,081, the CPM was $1.40. The cost per mile, 1.4 times, well, I got to do this, 86.75 plus 13.23. So that's 99. So 10,000 miles. So $1.40 times 10,000, $14,000. But the net was 13,894.51 if you were the one driving the truck. I got 7 Kenworth trucks from 2017 to 2023 and no engine problem. I bet you got Cummins. I bet you ain't got Packard. Let me see. I'm trying to keep up here. YouTube's kind of dead tonight. So yeah. So if you want to know what we do, blueribbonlogistics.com. There's all kinds of information there. We have 218 episodes on YouTube that are like average an hour and a half, 2 hours. We have the website, we have the TikTok. Yes, Leadfoot, all expenses. So let me put it back on the screen. Okay. This net, all expenses, 13,894.51. That was after all expenses were paid. We paid the driver, we paid the payroll company, we paid all of the deductions from Landstar, we paid the fuel, we paid everything. 13,894.51. That was net profit, taxable income that the IRS can come and take a third of. And so if you annualize that, you just take that number and multiply it by 12, you get $166,734. If you just do that same thing every month, net profit, truck number 2, $181,133. Net profit at Landstar. Net profit. Josh Hooker, my 23 Cascadia spends 4 times as much as time in the shop than my 07 Century. Brother, that's just the truth. Now, I'll say this. We have learned some preventative maintenance things. We've got a 2018 Cascadia that, knock on wood, has been relatively trouble-free. Now, we've kept the emission system clean. We clean the filters and we run max mileage in every tank. And the truck, I mean, we put a radiator in it and we've, put brakes and a couple of wheel seals and a coolant sensor, but it's been a relatively trouble-free truck. William, where do I get started? BlueRibbonLogistics.com. That's where you get started. Everything is on our website. And again, let me reiterate, Blue Ribbon Podcast on YouTube, there's literally 218 episodes that can answer any and every question you've ever had. Can you talk about the OPS system, good and bad, if there is? Well, there's no bad to the OPS. There is no bad. The OPS is just a bypass filtration system, filters the oil down to 5 microns, allows us to do oil sampling, has saved many a motor. And we get to run higher quality oil that we don't throw away every 15,000 miles because some old timer said that's how you had to do it. Just did an oil sample on a truck. Let me go pull up the number because the driver pulled it and he wanted to know his numbers. We have 190,295 miles on the oil. So we've driven that truck 190,295 miles since we changed the oil, and there's 261,000 miles on the motor since it was rebuilt. What's the regular cost for a maintenance job like an oil change and checkup on a truck? You mean, are you asking about OPS? Okay, so with OPS, a filter's $55 and a lab kit is $55. So when we do a service, we pay for a chassis lube and we change one filter and we take a sample. So that's 55 plus 55, that's 110. Then if you get the single celled organisms at TA to charge you for a chassis lube that they don't do, that's about $35. So you're probably looking $150 every 25,000 miles. But we don't change the oil until the lab sample says your oil's bad. We did it, I don't know, a month ago. The truck had a couple 100,000 miles on the oil. The base was low. We looked at the sample and went, yeah, let's go ahead and dump it. So we dumped it and put new oil in it. And that truck's got a brand new end frame on it too. That truck also had a lot of dirt. I think maybe there was a filter failure that made that one, because if I'm remembering right, it had a high silicon, which is dirt. So yeah, we swear by it. Every truck gets an OPS. It's just, it's $1,000 plus 4 hours to install it. So you're looking at, 4 times 125 is 500. So you're looking $1,500, to install an OPS on a truck at our shop in Charleston, West Virginia. Well, anyway, so listen, that's your full financial report for this week. This will be replayable on Facebook and YouTube, so you can go over there and look at it. Ian, in a market like this, can you still take home $1 million in 4 years like the legendary Larry Long? In a market like this, it's probably going to be more like 750 or 8. And let's everybody just remember real quick that if you were driving these trucks, that fuel number would be smaller because your behavior changes when you pay for it. All right. Well, I have got to get to work editing the video that is due on YouTube of our shop vlog. We have a new shop, and we're posting a video of everything that we do in the shop on Thursday nights. It's Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock. And I've got a lot of video editing to do. So blueribbonlogistics.com. If you have questions, they're there. Please go to the website first, read everything there's to offer, and then go at least watch 3 podcasts on YouTube. So many of your questions will be answered there. There's 218 of them. So just go over there and watch that, and it will enlighten you to what we do and why we do what we do. We're here to run a business, and we're here to teach people how to run a business and do so successfully and sustainably. That's the point. I'm not here to kiss anybody's ass. I'm not here to join your team. I don't care what kind of truck you drive. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you like or what you don't like. What we like is money, and we like making a profit. And so we're going to choose trucks that make a profit, period, first, before anything else. So with that, I'm going to let y'all go. You can go watch the replays if you need more of the information, but it's all